how the live streaming will be smooth or whether it'll be um, interrupted or what, but we'll try. Krishna is in control. This is another wonderful part of living in India. Um, we want to know why you Vaishnavas have not given up the worship of material forms, although you are expert in the decisions of Shastra. So this is working properly?
Yeah.
It's streaming with mobile data.
Yes.
Sometimes the mobile data has more strength than the Wi-Fi. So,
but it's streaming, it's your live.
okay. The Vaishnava Pandits were inwardly amused at the mullah's question. Outwardly they declared, Pandit Gaurachandra Mahashai, kindly give a suitable reply to the mullah's question. So we understand that all of those Vaishnavas could easily have answered his question from different perspectives, but they're all requesting Gaurachandra in this particular occasion to answer. Pandit Gaurachandra said graciously, as you order, and proceeded to answer the question. Gaurachandra, he whom you refer to as Allah, we call Bhagavan. The Supreme Lord is one, and he is known by different names. By different names in the Quran, the Puranas, and in different countries and languages. This is very important initially. What he's saying, that straight away God is one. You can call him Allah. You can call him different names, Yahweh, Jehovah, Buddha. People call God different names. So Bhagavan is a name described in the Vedic conclusion. The Vedas are the biggest body of literature, knowledge about transcendence. There is no other larger body of literature than the Vedas describing all of these topics. So in other religions, they still have God, a name for God. So this is commendable. This is good. That means that they're not Mayavadis. The Mayavadis won't, like the Buddhists, for example, they worship the Buddha, but they worship Nirvana, but they don't give the Supreme Controller any credit. Oh, it's hurtful. The prime consideration is that the name which expresses all of the Supreme Lord's characteristics should be given prominence. I'm going to go through each of these sentences because I just listened to the audio and it's very dense, it's very intense to understand it all. I think I mentioned before that we took this to Cambridge University, this Jaiva-dharma, and asked them where would they place it in their curriculum. And they said post-PhD. That means after PhD. So they graded it as a very lofty subject matter. So this particular chapter is intense and lofty. We have to listen carefully and understand it. So now he's saying that the Lord's characteristics is given prominence according to the names. For this reason, we have greater esteem for the name Bhagavan. What does Bhagavan mean?
Possessor of 6 qualities.
Yes.
Bhag, who possesses 6 qualities.
Yes. What are those 6 qualities?
Beauty.
Is always first. Whenever we describe these qualities, by the way, always first. Yes, first is the beauty. The beauty is, Krishna is called all attractive. The name means all attractive. So beauty, and then strength, fame, wealth, opulence, and then the effulgence of fame is Gyan and Vairagya. So these 6 make up the qualities of Bhagavan. And that those Gyan and Vairagya, those qualities make up the Brahma Jyoti, because they're not direct qualities. They're not direct attributes. Knowledge you can find in a library. It can be impersonal. And Vairagya is a negative conception. It's giving something up. It's not positive. So Gyan and Vairagya make up the impersonal Brahman. So the three principal qualities are strength, fame, and opulence. And the first, the angsi, the main angi quality is beauty. So always think of it. Don't just rattle off 6 qualities like that. Think of how they actually are related to each other and how they sit. There's a beautiful diagram of the tree. Yes, on my website there, you can look. For this reason, we have greater esteem for the name Bhagavan than the names Allah, Brahm, and Paramatma. So Brahm is like that impersonal place. Paramatma is not completely impersonal, but it's what a yogi will aspire for. And it's not, it's almost, it's not completely impersonal, but it's like putting everyone in the same place. It's not an individual expression of Krishna. Paramatma doesn't have a mother and father. He doesn't take birth separately. Actually, this personality on the wall here, there's Virabhadra. He is Kshirodakshay Vishnu, the son of Nityananda. So Kshirodakshay Vishnu actually is Paramatma. So he has form like that. But the Paramatma feature separate from that personality doesn't have the same relationship. There's a distinction. Otherwise, why do we say Brahm, Paramatma, Bhagavan? It's a stage on the way to Bhagavan. The word Allah refers to that being who has no superior, but we do not consider that greatness or supremacy is the highest characteristic of the Lord. So greatness or supremacy is not necessarily the topmost. Greatness and supremacy, what does that make you think of, Achyuta? It makes you think of Aishwarya, something that is very great, something that is supreme. This is Aishwarya. Where is the intimacy? Where is the sweetness? God, Bhagavan, has sweetness. He has madhurya, also characteristics. So just focusing on the Aishwarya, on the greatness, is not of itself the principle.
Maybe they think Allah is like Narayana.
No, they don't give him a form. They don't give him a form, not as close as that. If they thought Narayan, it would be something upgraded, but they don't consider that. They think that Allah is just so great that he can't have a form, because ultimately he's like the Brahman. This is what will be revealed. He doesn't really have a nature or qualities. And if he does have any, it's principally fear. And this is what the Islamic religion project most strongly, is the quality of fear. They don't project the mood of love. That's not the quality that the Muslims will actually project. It's generally fear, and they want to control others with their fear. They are themselves controlled by fear. This is just the truth, and it will be revealed in this chapter. The word Allah refers to that being who has no superior, but we do not consider that greatness or supremacy is the highest characteristic of the Lord, rather the characteristic which evokes the highest degree of wonder, chamatkarya, karita, charita, chatakrita, and sweetness, madhuri, is worthy of the utmost regard. Yes, love is predominant, not greatness and aishwarya. The mood of love is highest. Something that is exceedingly great inspires one type of wonder. We talked the other day of the Vatican. You know, you go to the Vatican, it's a huge building, just a little bit smaller than this mandir over here. And you feel very small when you go in there. And that was the idea why it was built so big, was to make you feel small in the eyes of the Lord. And whoever is serving the Lord should be considered big, unfortunately. So, it was exploiting those religions. They exploit man's simplicity and humility. This is what happened in the Catholic religion. So much exploitation has actually gone on. So let's hope this mandir is never going to be like that. Something that is exceedingly great inspires one type of wonder, but minuteness is a counterpart to greatness, and it inspires another type of wonder. So greatness, the biggest and the smallest, is Krishna. He's the biggest and the smallest because he's everything in existence, but he's also his own personality. Hence, the name Allah does not express the highest limit of wonder because it expresses greatness, but not minuteness. On the other hand, the word Bhagavan implies every type of wonder imaginable. So he's educating the mullah in considering how the Vaishnavas appreciate the name Bhagavan. And if the Muslims can start to appreciate that name, then they also can see that Allah is a part of Bhagavan. He's not like separate. So there can be no animosity, there can be no conflict between the two. On the other hand, the word Bhagavan implies every type of wonder imaginable. The first characteristic of Bhagavan is complete Aishwarya, opulence, which refers to the ultimate limit of greatness and minuteness. Greatness and minuteness. Aishwarya indicates greatness and minuteness. I think we have to
What is that?
open the door, get some air in here. I don't think the power's going to come on. Thank you. You open them both?
The screen you have to put.
Yeah, put the screen on.
No. Prabhu.
Close the screen. Got it? The first characteristic of Bhagavan is complete Aishwarya, opulence, which refers to the ultimate limit of greatness and minuteness. The second characteristic is that it is the most powerful. He is the most powerful because he possesses all Shaktis, Sarva Shakti Mata. That which is beyond the reach of human intellect is governed by Ishwara's Achintya Shakti, inconceivable potency. Yes, we can't attempt this comprehension with our material ability. We can only have grasp of this when our consciousnesses have become purified to accept transcendence. That means some process has to be achieved whereby the consciousness is raised to a platform of understanding transcendence. So we can ask the Muslim, what is your process for expanding your consciousness to connect with transcendence? Now we're only material. How are we going to connect with transcendence beyond material? Understand? Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see you, so I can't see your expression somewhere. The second characteristic is that he is the most powerful because he possesses all Shaktis, Sarva Shaktimata. That which is beyond the reach of human intellect is governed by Ishwara's Achintya Shakti, inconceivable potency, by which he simultaneously possesses form and formless. I'll just read that again. That which is beyond the reach of human intellect is governed by Ishvara's Achintya Shakti. We've talked about this before. Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself says that without this mood of Achintya Bhav, wonder, wonderment, there's a beautiful verse that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati quotes describing rasa. He says, that which is beyond imagination, heavy with wonder and shining in the heart